Hey everybody, Dr. Zuleta here. So welcome to day number two. Day number two is great because we're going to be dialing into the numbers. So remember the video from Jocko Willink yesterday about extreme ownership. Extreme ownership is being able to own where we are, where we're standing. And so for that, we have to be able to be objective and be able to measure objective numbers so that we can then track them. And so for this 40-day boot camp, I want you guys to focus on certain numbers. The main number that I want you guys to focus on is your fasting blood sugar. And your fasting blood sugar and your postprandial blood sugar. And so I'm going to share with you guys my screen right here with my whiteboard. And what's going to happen is that I'm going to share with you guys what it is, the numbers that you're going to track. And so the first number that you're going to track is going to be your fasting blood glucose. Your fasting blood glucose. And if this is after 8 hours of fasting, right? And so what's going to happen is that if the number is between 100 and 125, that means you're pre-diabetic. And if the numbers is more than 126, that means you are diabetic. Okay, so that's the first numbers that I want you guys to worry about so that we can start working from them. The second number that I want you guys to worry about is the postprandial, or you eat something and then 2 hours later, what is called postprandial. Prandial is eating, so after eating, postprandial, 2 hours, right? After 2 hours. After 2 hours of eating. 2 hours of eating. And so what is going to happen is that we're going to measure then the blood sugar right after that. And according to American Diabetes Association, if your blood sugar is less than 180, less than 140, that's supposed to be normal. There is some um, there is some problems with that, but we can talk about that later. Now, because just for the purposes of this talk right here. And then if the reading is between 140 and 199, that means you're pre-diabetic. And if it's more than 200, that means you're diabetic, right? And so it's as simple as that. So we want to measure that to be able for you to see it exactly with your eyes, and you don't need any expensive equipment. You don't need anything to get these numbers, right? Now, then I want to dig into a little bit more of the measurements. If you look at the form to fill out in your in your in your worksheet right here. And so if you guys haven't had access to better, to practice better, I put the link at the beginning of the welcoming message at the end, below the welcoming message. That way you guys have access to the better platform. There you can have access to these numbers. And so the numbers are as follows. First, you're gonna measure your height and your waist circumference and your neck circumference. Pretty simple. You get a measuring tape and you measure around the waist circumference, your height, and your neck circumference, right? And then with your weight, we're going to be able to then calculate your BMI. I put the link in here, so if you copy and paste that link, you're going to be able to have your BMI calculator, right? Then the next number after that is your body fat percentage. This is hugely important, and I'm going to share with you why in a little bit. But your body fat percentage, if you take this link and you copy it right on your browser, is going to take you to your body fat calculator, and it's only 5 numbers in there, and the 5 numbers you already have them. You're going to put whether you are a male or a female, your age, your weight, your height, your neck, and your waist circumference. Now that's important because that's going to let us know where your body is, because we can work for them from them. Now, the hemoglobin A1C, the hemoglobin A1C is optional. If you have it, go ahead and put it in there. And if you don't have the C-peptide is super important because the C-peptide allows us to know whether you have insulin resistance or not, and whether your pancreas is still secreting insulin, because very few percentage of type 2 diabetics have this this problem where their pancreas is not going to secrete insulin, so they're almost like a type 1 diabetic, and that's a problem. That's a real problem. But we need to be able to be sure that your pancreas is still secreting insulin. That's why this number is so important. That's why this number is so important. And so that's why I want you guys to get the C peptide if you can with your doctors and your hemoglobin A1C. If you can't get it through your doctors, then give me a message because we have links. There's links where you can order it yourself and you can get them. But your doctor should be able to order this, and the hemoglobin A1C, you should be able to have that. And if you don't, you can either get a little machine at Walgreens that they sell that you can check it at home, or you can have it done through your doctor, or you could have it uh, done through an online lab. And I can give you guys some of those links if your doctors are not wanting to get it. If your doctors are not wanting to get any of these labs, I want you to tell them to please do them. And if they don't want to do it, then document. Is a little trick that you can tell them, well, document in my chart that I'm concerned about this number because I'm concerned about my health and not developing diabetes, and that you refuse to do it, and most likely they're going to be able to do it. Don't be an asshole about it or anything. A lot of us we're not trained to get the C peptide, for instance, for this purpose. So just explain to them why you're wanting to do it. And so that's the importance of the numbers. Now, the other thing is that it's really important to realize why um, why these numbers are so important, right? And here is the trick. So the thing is that depending on your hemoglobin A1C, this is where your blood sugars are. Now, the best health markers is when your blood sugars are usually below 97. That means that your hemoglobin A1C is 4.9. 4.9, guys. And many people, they go to the doctors and their hemoglobin A1C is, in the six, in the fives, and they're telling them that that's okay. But the truth is that they're probably insulin resistant. So we want to get them low because this leads to many complications. Now, the other thing is that this is, if you don't have time to do all of these calculations, then look at this picture and think where you're at and then put the number in it. The first time that I saw this, I was about the one that is like 25% body fat, and I was overweight. And now I actually measure myself um, at the moment of doing this video, and I was overweight too. And so I have to buckle it in and be able to get my body fat percentage down and my muscle weight up. And this is building strength. And so that's how we want to do it. So if you don't have the time to do all the measurements, just look at this picture and say, okay, I'm 40% body fat. I'm 50%, 60%, maybe more. It's okay, wherever you're at. 35%, 30, 25, 20, 15, whatever it is that you want to get at. This is the way to one way to do it. Now, show me the science. Show me the science. Well, here is the study by Dr. Silvia Giovanni and colleagues, where they associated body fat with quality of life and depression. And so this is really important. They show that high body fat is significantly positively associated with poor health, related quality of life, and depression, underpinning the clinical relevance of these tests. So it's really, really important for us to be able to determine this test so that we can move forward with it. And so that is it for today. And that is it. And so please get on to better, practice better. Please fill out the numbers, whatever ones you have. If you only have your height, just fill it in. If you only have your weight, just fill it in. If you just want to look at that picture and look at and see what it looks like, just fill it in. Just do something that you are measuring something so that we can move forward with this. So that's it for today. I'll see you in the next day. Take it easy. Dr. Z here. Bye bye.